Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. It's back, y'all. We appreciate everybody who has hung in there with us at this late hour. It's about 8:40. Carlton Banks and SY in here clowning each other. We haven't given out the phone number tonight because we hadn't been taking calls. But if you want to call us, be down with us at 804-402-2893 to be down with the flagship show right here on Legacy Internet Radio tonight. We appreciate everybody who is listening to us tonight. My brother Ben just checked in. We ain't heard from Ben in a while. And Ben, your girl SY, we're checking on you, but she's in here laughing and clowning. I don't know what the hell is going on. But something is making them laugh pretty
Come on,
good.
Don't I look like the grandmother in Little Red Riding Hood? Like, all you gotta do is like, what big eyes you have.
Oh my God. Who knows what the hell is going on with them? I'm still mildly confused about it. But let's move on. Carlton Banks' segment where he likes to ask the question, what do you think about it? And so Carlton is going to ask. My brother Hakeem also checked in with us. So we got Ben checking in, my brother Ben and my brother Hakeem. Tell Vinny I said what's up, by the way. Tell little Vinny I said what's up, Ben. Hopefully little Vinny is close by. I'll try to keep my language clean for a little while here in this segment. But if I say a bad word, please cover up his ears. Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J is ready for my brother Carlton Banks. What do you think about it, brother?
I can't turn around, so I'm going to have to keep my back to you for right now, okay? I apologize in advance. But, yo, she has really messed me up. I recall having a conversation with a friend, and they told me that their job will provide health care for a same-sex relationship, life partner, but not a boyfriend or girlfriend that live with them. So I'm just wondering, is this fair, yes or no? And this conversation has nothing to do with the POTUS or Obamacare, just whether the company's stance is fair. So, again, it's a matter of fair versus not fair. So if you had a boyfriend and you're a man and you're in a gay relationship or a woman in a lesbian relationship, should you be able to cover your spouse under your health plan? Yes or no? And, a lot of people said yes. And they brought in scenarios of we need to check with the company first and make sure that it's not the case, and then that it's also very expensive and the employee has to pay taxes on it as an imputed income and things of that nature. And that's why they brought up the Affordable Health Care Act. Again, I try to get people to stay away from that aspect of it. But, it's, again, a question of, is it fair? I mean, if the company does cover it for heterosexual non-partners as well, then it's fair. But what say you? What say you over there at the lady I can't look at right now?
You can turn around. You can turn
around.
No,
I can't turn around because I stick at the visual.
It's safe. Look, peek out the corner here. See, it's safe. You can turn around. Marcus, tell him it's safe. Okay, he's acting like he can't hear me.
I know I can hear you. I'm getting a comment from my brother Ben. Ben is listening to us. He was having some technical difficulties, but he's in. And he said the first thing he heard was you scream boom and scare the hell out of him, which was the same reaction that I had, which is the reason why that's my brother Ben.
I'm sorry.
That's my brother Ben. So what's your question? What's your answer to the question he's asking?
Honestly, I think that care should be provided regardless, no matter what.
Okay.
No matter what. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Everybody needs medical coverage.
But as a situation where you're a husband and wife versus boyfriend and boyfriend, life partner, isn't it a chance that you break up quicker than at a wedding? I mean, a marriage?
Why would you say there's a chance just because we're same sex?
Well, I mean, there's no, in a lot of states where there's no legal clause to get married, and you're basically single.
Okay, so when it's time for you to, when you have those life-changing moments, then there's probably going to be a clause where I can go ahead and boot that sucker off my coverage.
Okay, well, unless it's like old Mother Hubbard and keep changing them, right?
Oh, I thought you was trying to.
No. See, I can't see. Don't put that visual back in my head, please.
Yeah, no, I think coverage should be provided for everybody, no matter what. Really, that's my opinion.
So you feel that it is fair and that the company should cover life partners, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, everyone has a choice, and choices have consequences, is what one of my friends says, and that the fact is every facet of life, people will do what they want to do, especially when it becomes more mainstream. And he brought up the fact that pot smoking in Colorado as an example, and they will have major consequences in years to come. So are we seeing the change and accepting the change that homosexuality and lesbian and gay and bisexual and transgender are the norm, or is part of the norm?
Well, I think more that it's becoming part of the norm. It's part of the norm now.
Okay, but why shouldn't it require marriage?
Well, why isn't it required for you to be married before you have children?
No, that's not a requirement.
Okay. Did you answer the question?
He didn't. He didn't answer your question.
No, he answered his question.
He didn't answer your question, though. Your question was, it's not required for people to have children.
It's not required for you to have children. He's asking me, why doesn't this require you to be married?
No, I got you.
Okay.
No, I got you. Ain't no half stepping, Marcus J. Just giving some love to the folks that's listening to us. I see folks checking in. I see you in Queens. I know you there. We got Queens, South Ozone Park in Queens.
Jamaica.
So I know Jamaica, Queens. So we got some family there in New York City listening. Brooklyn is still in the house. Jersey City is holding us down. Atlanta, where everybody's holding strong. We got somebody that checked in with us from the subway. Sent me a note a few minutes ago. They on the subway listening to us on the app TuneIn and whatnot, checking in. We got folks listening to us on the TuneIn app, on Loud City, on MixLR. So we get a lot of love tonight. They're not calling us, which is cool.
That's the J train.
Because we I guess we do enough talking. But if you want to call us and you want to talk to Carlton Banks, SY, yours truly, the number is 804-402-2893. I'll answer the question Carlton Banks has asked. I say if you live in the house, you get to be covered. It ain't my business why or who or what we do. If Carlton Banks and I are roommates and heterosexual and he's broke as hell and he's my best friend and I got a good job and he ain't got shit, I want to feel like I could cover him. And if he gets sick, ultimately, if he lives with me, even if we're heterosexual men, which we are, single heterosexual men in this analogy, and he gets sick, I'm going to have to take care of him anyway.
It doesn't really matter. You got to pay for the insurance anyhow, so what difference does it make?
It'd be different if you was getting it for free, but you got to pay for it. Yep. And so, I think it's one of those things where those people who want to hate on other people who live in their lifestyle the way they want to live their lifestyle has an opening to be able to do so. My opinion is this. My personal opinion on the lifestyle and how you get in is absolutely irrelevant. Whether I think chocolate and vanilla should get down, whether I think baseball bats and baseball bats should swing at each other, you know what I mean? Whether I believe that caves and caves should get together, and I'm trying to be tactful here, but obviously I'm not doing a very good job. But I mean, the point, I say it in a silly way to make the point that it don't matter to me. I don't care what you do. When I go home, if I get some or don't get some, you don't care. So why should I care if you go home and get some? If you get some and I don't care who you get some from. What difference do it make?
So your life insurance should be able to cover that.
Hell yeah. If you live with me, it shouldn't matter.
He's paying.
It shouldn't matter our relationship, whether because see, here's the reason why I brought up the analogy of you and me. Me and Carlton, in the interest of full disclosure, we coming close on 20 years of friendship. And in the next couple of years, I'm going to be friends with this man. For 20 years, we've been friends, most of which I can't stand him. I'm sorry. Most of which, I want to punch him in his stomach. Most of which he wants to hammer me on the top of my head like on the cartoons. But I love him. And if he was down on his luck and I was able to take care of him, I would, because we boys. That's how we do, right? And if we was roommates and he got down on his luck and I went to my job and said, my roommate doesn't have insurance. I need to insure him because he ain't got no job right now. And they tell me, nah, you can't insure him because he a dude. I would have a problem with that. I just would. Mm-hmm. And the fact of the matter is we're straight guys, but if we take the fact out that we're straight guys and say that we're gay guys, what difference does that make? Who needs to know at work why I want to insure my roommate, my partner, my spouse, my baby mama, my boyfriend, or whatever it is?
But, that does come into play because it's a life expectancy standpoint of what they're going to cover. They ask you whether or not you smoke or drink and how often when you have to fill out those type of questionnaires. So that's where that question of, what goes on in your house comes into play. So
that's so that you're not entitled to certain benefits after a while.
Right.
That's why they keep asking you those questions.
Exactly. So the big thing is you're saying, yeah, it's okay. They should do it.
You asking me or you asking her?
No, you.
You asking me?
Yeah.
Well, I think I made it plain that, yeah. I mean, I say that if you live together, then you should be able to insure whoever lives in your house, for whatever. Now, the company that I work for, I won't call them out because they ain't paying us. But, the company that I work for, if you have someone in your household that hasn't access to insurance at another place, they make you pay a fee before you pay for insurance, whether you're a spouse or not. For example, let's say you and I are roommates, right?
Right.
And we're heterosexual roommates or gay roommates, whatever. We're roommates, and your job has insurance, but between us as roommates, we've decided that my insurance is better. So you're going to say, no, I'm not going to buy your insurance. I have to pay a flat fee. And then I have to pay for whatever the insurance is.
Got you.
Because you have access and you choose not to use it. Mm-hmm. But if you don't have access, if you broke as hell and don't have no job and you don't have no insurance, then I just pay for the insurance.
So Tommy was broke the whole time.
If Tommy was broke and he lived with Cole and his mama and Big Shirley, they can insure Tommy because he ain't had no job. Yes.
Got you.
Yes.
I mean, the biggest thing is making sure that you got some type of coverage so you can afford that expensive drug that, is only suited for certain people.
Ain't no half Steppin Marcus J. I want to shout out my sister Melanie is listening in Chicago, and I appreciate her listening to us tonight. Yep. She's checking in with us, letting us know that she's here. So I want to say peace to her. I think it's pretty plain with regards to my opinion on this one, Carlton. SY, I think your opinion is pretty plain here. Carlton Banks, do you have any comments in social media you want to get into?
Well, the biggest concern was the fact that it's not something that the Bible preaches as far as man and woman versus man and woman or bat KK as Marcus alluded to.
I don't know where I got that from, by the way. I just made it up as I was talking.
I don't know where you got it from either.
I have no idea.
But it is interesting because I did want to bring up, some people hinted at religion and things of that nature, but then I don't know where they got religion and hatred from, so I couldn't quite understand it. People were in the middle of the road. They were saying yes, they agree with it, and they say they should get it, but they say in the church that there's a different bringing up in the church because, again, the church says one thing versus what you're otherwise saying. The biggest concern a lot of people had was just the fact that what I spoke to earlier is, your lover walks out, you get a new lover next week, then you got to file some paperwork to get that new lover covered. Then, okay, just so happened 3 months later, you lost that lover and the next lover and the next lover. It's a constant change.
It'll be too bad because, if there's, like I was saying, if there's a clause, but if there's no clause, then you wait until the next time there's open enrollment and take it off. In the meantime, you got to pay for it.
Right. Well, one of the things that one person said, it really should require marriage. If they insure both being married, then when they break up, the policy has to be canceled and reissued to the next set of lovers. This continuous rewriting of policies will then impact overall cost of policies everyone else has to pay. Being married, they have a chance of the relationship lasting longer. Again, chance. than just living together. And if children are involved, the odds go up even more. Then it becomes a family policy.
I don't agree with that. The reason why I don't agree with that is if you're a dude or a woman that has a bunch of kids, if you got 5 or 6 kids and you're on a family policy with a bunch of kids, you paying a family policy with a whole bunch of people versus a gay person that's paying for one person that may not have children.
No, it depends because my former employer covered regardless of how many people are in my household.
Right, that's the point I'm making. If you're in a family plan, in theory, you can have a lot of people on your family plan versus a single, well, not single, but a employee and individual or spouse or domestic partner or roommate or whatever you want to call it. That's 2 people.
No, what I'm saying is that...
Well, I'm speaking to the person that had a problem with the cost.
Right, but what I'm saying is the employee that I had, regardless of the number of people in my house, I paid the same price as if it was just one child.
Right.
So if I had 6 kids, that same one price covers everything.
So you don't think you are, but you're actually agreeing with me because
I missed it then.
Yeah. Well, the reason why you missed it is because the point that I'm making is if you've got someone that's worried or concerned about price, if you've got a large family, you may not be paying that much, and you're getting a whole lot because you got a big family versus 2 people same sex that you don't want to insure because they're the same sex. You feel some kind of way about that, but you have them pay the same amount and it's less people. And so you can't give me the argument, oh, it's going to affect costs when you got 2 versus 6 and they paying the same amount.
Right.
So, that's how I feel. Anyway, ain't no ass Steppin with Marcus J. We're going to leave it there. We're going to take another break. And when we come back, we're going to have a brief segment where we get into some black inventions. And as we had done last week, we talked about how we done made some stuff in our community over the last 150 years or so that y'all can't live without. And I'm about to tell y'all about it. You're also going to get a word from our sponsor and the greatest of all time, the champ, Muhammad Ali, is going to have some words as well. Ain't no hashtag with Marcus J. With Carlton Banks, S.Y. Butler, you, me, and the crew. We'll be back in a few minutes, y'all. Don't go nowhere.